Good evening, everyone. For those of you that haven't met me yet, my name is Troy Young. I'm an Assistant Director of Engagement and New Student Programs here at Arcadia. Under my area of supervision is Leadership and Orientation. So welcome to another live Wednesday session. So today we have Metz, our dining folks on campus. They're going to tell you about their services, how things might be looking in the future, and give you some information, and then also answer some questions for you all. So two quick things before I turn it over to them, and it'll be in the chat. So the first thing I'm doing is, as usual, in order to earn your nightlife armor, you need to click on this and submit your form for this live session. For those of you who are concerned about if your status is up to date, it takes us a minute to review everyone's armor that they're submitting, because it's not a automatic thing. It's a manual thing that we're doing. So just give us a minute when it comes to approving your armor. And then the other thing is, to answer your questions, you're going to go to www.menti.com, and your code today is 815194. So in order to ask your questions, you will need to go to menti.com, enter 815194, and we will ask all your questions at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Kelly, and you, Dan, and I'm going to mute my screens so you can do your thing.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Dan Callan. I'm the general manager for Metz, which is the food service company that runs the food operations on Arcadia's campus. To my right, I'm not sure. Well, now she went to my left. Is Kelly, my catering director. She's helping us out here, and we're going to run through a quick slide, and then we'll be able to answer some questions for you. Give me 1 second. All right. Can you see that, Kelly? Everybody sees that? All right. All right. So here we go. This is our reopening plan. Obviously, everything is changing all the time. So we're kind of making a plan from day to day and waiting to see where we end up by the time it's time to actually start having students move in and opening these operations. So if some of this information isn't exactly correct when we come back to campus, that is the reason. We're getting new instruction all the time. So we're adjusting as we go. In accordance with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the guidelines of the CDC recommendations following, hold on, my window's right. There we go. Recommendations, the following are planning steps for the 2020 fall semester. Please note, as the direction from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the CDC are ever changing, the proposed service models will be adjusted to accommodate guidelines. Like I said, we're getting information from students, we're getting information from parents, we're getting information from Metz and from the university and from the state. So everything's ever changing at this moment. We're trying to get everything solidified as soon as possible, but you know, this is the world we live in at the moment. So we're running with what we can. For those of you that don't know, Metz is a family-run food service company. We have operations from Maine to Florida. Our owner and CEO is Jeff Metz. You may see him around campus from time to time, but this is a message from him, just kind of dedicating or showing our dedication to the university and to our guests. So I'll read through this quickly. I want to begin my message by sincerely thanking you, our client partners, for the ongoing trust you place in our family, company, and team members, while we do an absolute best to care for your guests, team members, patients, students, faculty, and staff. We're actively making preparations for how food service operations come back online in your facility and operate the day-to-day basis, and we want to assure you that our primary concern is safety for all involved. We will not compromise on this commitment, plain and simple. Following safety, we know convenience will be even more important to all our guests, and to that end, our plan reflects how we intend to meet this demand. While you review the following plans, please don't hesitate to share your feedback and suggestion at any part herein. We're all in very unfamiliar territory. However, if we work together, we can create a successful future together. I think that last part's really one of the most important things. If there's questions, if there's suggestions, one of the good things about Metz is that we're able to, adjust on the fly. So if what we come out on day one with. If that doesn't work for the students, if that doesn't work for the faculty, we're more than ready to make adjustments, take suggestions, and make changes however we can, as long as we can do it safely and responsibly. A little bit about the history of Metz. Metz is a culinary management company established in 1994 by John Metz, who is still part of the company, but Jeff Metz runs it for the most part. We are the 13th ranked food service company in the country. And we're growing like crazy, picking up universities and healthcare facilities all over. So our food speaks for itself, our customer service speaks for itself, and we're picking up business by doing a great job at Arcadia and other universities. So here is our safety guarantee. A little about what you can expect from us. We'll be temping our employees all the time. We'll be making sure that they're coming in healthy, doing health checks. We're suggesting that, unlike normal circumstance when somebody would say I'm sick just because they don't want to come to work, that excuse is good now. Stay home. We'll find another way to handle this. If you're feeling at all sick, stay home. We'll be practicing social distancing as much as possible. We'll be setting up our locations in ways to keep our guests socially distanced. Our lines will be queued so that people can stay separated. Our team will be wearing masks at all time. We'll be having a strict cleaning schedule done. So, every item that might be hand touched, doorknobs, that kind of stuff, we'll be getting that wiped down, sanitized on a regular basis. The eating areas, all that will be especially focused on. We'll also be adding hand sanitizing stations all over the dining facilities, as well as I know they're doing them all over campus. So, you walk into a building, you can sanitize your hands right away. You walk before you exit, before you go to any classrooms, there's going to be stations everywhere. And what's going on? Next slide. There we go. And obviously, this is a partnership between us and the university, and then between our guests and our staff. We want to make sure that you guys are safe. We want to make sure our staff is safe so that they can be there tomorrow and the next day to serve you. So we'd like for our guests to plan ahead. Our menus are all posted online. They're available weeks ahead of time. So if you kind of know what you want, instead of kind of lingering around and, touching this, poking that, seeing what's what, if you're planned ahead and you know what your menu choices are going to be, we can get you through the line quicker. We can get to the next guest. We can get everybody fed as quick as possible. And there's less lingering, and, we want to keep people separated. Give fellow guests their space. 6 feet is the guideline. We're not going to have, a mark every 6 feet, but there'll be reminders that, space out. We have signs everywhere, different things, different suggestions for different locations. We don't want to congregate at tables or in the lobbies or the cafe. All our locations will have an entrance one way and exit a separate way. We ask that, if you're dining in, you get your food, you go to the dining area, you eat, and you move on out. Most of our locations will have to-go options, so you'll be able to walk in, just grab a box lunch or a box salad or something of that nature, and go back to your room or outside or somewhere where you want to be socially distant. And then we're going to ask all students when in the dining facility in the serving areas to be wearing a mask. So if you walk into the dining hall, you need to have your mask on until you go to the seating area. From there, you can take it off. The chat will be the same. You come in, you put your mask on, you order your food, you get your food, and you can take it off when you get up to your dining area. These are just some other things that will be good for us. We will have these posted all over our facility for our staff, and also reminders for those who are coming in, the guests and faculty and staff. Face coverings are going to be mandatory. Wearing them properly is, something that's going to be an issue with us. We need to make sure they're up, covering your mouth and your nose, so that we can do our best to keep everybody safe and healthy. Again, these are our hand washing guidelines. These are posted at every single hand sink. We'll have routine hand washing going on. All our staff will be in masks and gloves. and then they'll be washing their hands in between switching gloves. This, is something we always do, but we'll put an emphasis on it to make sure that we're doing it long enough, the water's hot enough, that kind of stuff, and more frequently than we ever have before, for sure. These are the current hours of operation that we're going to be running, so they look a little different than normal. Less people on campus, less need to have operations open all the time. So we've modified them a bit. The chat will be serving just the deli and the grill from breakfast until lunch. In the evenings from 3 to 9, it'll be grab and go, salads and sandwiches, and then snacks, ice cream, soda, all that kind of stuff as well. On Saturday and Sunday, we'll be serving a brunch in the chat through to dinner at 9 o'clock. The dining hall will continue with normal hours during the week, 11 to 2 for lunch, 4 to 7 for dinner. We will be closed on the weekends, and we've extended the hours of the chat to make up for that lunch and brunch section. Easton Cafe will be closing at 2 o'clock. So normally that's open till 8, but with the reduced people on campus, we're going to close that at 2. And then we are introducing, hopefully in time for opening, the Global Cafe, which will be a food service operation in the Oak Summit building. Our tentative hours for that are going to be 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then it'll open again for dinner. So you guys, if you live in the Oak Summit, you'll have something to grab breakfast in the morning and then something to grab dinner in the afternoon. And if there's enough demand for a lunch time, we figured people would be on campus at that point. But if we get enough business in there, we can look at opening that for lunch as well. All right. So some of our safety things we've added this semester. We've had plexiglass installed at every customer-facing station, including cash registers and food lines. So you'll see them everywhere. They are, in some locations, they've been extended. Anything that was self-serve is now going to be served. So you'll see, the plexiglass dividers go all the way down. There's no more just where you can reach underneath to keep that separation there. We have some modified layouts in the dining areas to aid with social distancing and to help flow of traffic. Masks and gloves are required by all staff members. We'll have hand sanitizer available at every cash register and throughout the dining areas. Sanitation and high-touch surfaces during and after meals will be focused on. Social distancing, again, we're going to modify the layouts and remove a lot of seating in the dining hall and the chat. We have some capacity. We have to run at a 25% capacity compared to our normal. So we have about room for 70 or so students to dine in the dining hall. And the chat, we have moved seating area to the second floor. And when it's nice out, there'll be tents and the tables out front. And then again, social distance reminder signs and all sorts of reminder signs just to make sure everybody's doing their part. This is just a quick run through of some of the menu items. As far as the food, we plan on doing the same great food that we always do. So you'll see these kind of items for breakfast. These will be the same kind of items we'll be running for lunch, including rotating daily specials and weekly specials. So both at the chat and the dining hall. Our deli will be operating with the full menu. And again, we'll be rotating some daily specials in there. We have a gluten-free section for those of you who have gluten allergies, so you can get any of this deli made on gluten-free bread and some other options on the grill as well that help our gluten-free friends. Pizza, we have great pizza. Usually it's just put out in the dining hall to serve yourself. Again, those sneeze guards have been extended all the way down, so an attendant will be serving pizza, but we'll still have our great pizza. And some rotating daily specials in there as well. And then we are switching to a Chef Fresh program. We were doing an Up for Grabs program, but we have changed to a Chef Fresh program, which is going to be chef-inspired sandwiches and salads in our grab-and-go case. So they're going to be a little more upscale than they were in previous years. That's kind of why we're focusing on the grab and go at the chat in the evenings, because we're going to have some great items there that will take care of the students that just want to go back to their take some food and go back to their dorm. This is what the chat will look like. For the most part, we're going to keep people out of the inside of the chat. So there'll be a pickup table in the front. You'll order in the kiosk down towards the left. To come into the chat, you'll have one direction and out the other, but it'll be roped off and signs pointing in the right direction. We have been instructed that students can serve themselves coffee and beverages. So you can order at the kiosk, come in one way, get your drink, and then come out the other direction. Again, in the evening, if you're coming in to get grab-and-go sandwiches or salads, same thing. You walk in one direction, you grab your sandwich, you grab your salad. We have a program that's called 3 for Me, which is one swipe equals basically 3 items. So you can get a sandwich, a beverage, and a bag of chips for, to take to class, to take to your room, to take back and go eat outside. It's a great thing just to be able to pick up and go and move somewhere in a safer direction. And then you see the sanitizer stations there. They'll be all over the place. And again, the seating is moved to the second floor to space this out so there's not too many people congregating like we normally have. The dining hall, you'll enter in the normal door. We'll be exiting out from the far side of the service area. Everything for the most part looks the same. The salad bar will be now served out of the Bravo station. All self-service items besides beverage for the most part are no longer a thing. So we'll still be offering main plate pizza with the grill, the deli. Those will rotate. Some days we'll have all 4 of them. Some days we'll have 1 or 2, just switched up depending on what the menu items are. But there'll always be hot, fresh, delicious food available. And I believe that is it. Kelly, do you have anything to add?
Just that always remember that we're always available to talk. We're always available to, grab some feedback. So we say to all the incoming classes, and we reinforce all semester that, we have suggestion boards at the chat and at the dining hall. Our office, there are 4 of us in the office. We are in the dining hall. So if you have a question, if you have a concern, if you want to see something that, you love this item that we serve and you want to see more of it, just let us know. But especially now more than ever, if you have, any issues or any concerns, definitely, you should feel that you can come and talk to us because we're available all the time.
Yep. We do have some other plans, if somebody does get sick and needs to be quarantined, we have plans to deliver food to rooms. So there are, there's a lot of things we're working on that are going to be a lot different than they usually are, but we're excited to get back and excited to start serving students, faculty, and staff again.
Cool. So as of now, we have 1 question, but I'm just going to remind folks because I think 2 or 3 people came in while you all were presenting. So in the chat, I did put the link to earn your armor for this live session. And I also put the website where you can go ask your questions to. So you'll enter the website I put down there and the code, and then you can ask your questions that way. So our first question is, how are students with food allergies accommodated for?
The first thing there's a couple things. First, we'd like to speak with them directly, myself and our executive chef, just to find out what your allergies are, how we can accommodate you. We do, in most facilities, have something for everyone. We understand that, allergies are a big thing. Not everybody, but a lot of people have them. So it just, based on what your needs are, we want to focus the menu on it. We've had, some students that are very vocal that every day they come in, they say, hey, Dan, hey, Tim, I'm here. Can we get that gluten-free, whatever item it is? We have gluten-free bread available. We have non-dairy milk available. We have unlimited buying power. So if we don't have something you want, we can get it. It's a conversation to start. We do have labels on all our screens in the dining hall. So it says if our items are vegan, vegetarian, or gluten-free. And we also have a program that is should be fully operational this year. It's a QR code on the screens. You can take your phone out, take a shot of the QR code, and it takes you to the menu for the day. And on that menu, it has all the allergens and everything broken down. And then in the chat, all our new Chef Fresh program has a list of what items are in each salad or sandwich or whatever item it is. So we're very conscious of it. We're very focused on it. We like to have a conversation with the students. Some students just, they know what they want, they know what they're able to have, and they just go about it. But if it's something that we can do, we can talk to. Again, our thing is we're very on the floor. You'll see my face around, you'll see Kelly, you'll see Tim, and our staff is very friendly and willing to accommodate. So it's just a matter of, we'd like to sit down to start, and then we can see what your needs are.
Cool. Another question: do y'all sell pork for sacred reasons? What food do y'all have? So I'm guessing, is there pork in your products normally or not?
We'll distinguish if it is pork. Yes, we serve pork, but everything, if we're going to have a hot dog, it'll say all beef dog. But we have turkey. We list turkey bacon, pork bacon. Pork bacon. We have turkey sausage and regular sausage. But yeah, we sell it. But for those who don't want it, we have other options.
Cool beans. So we did have another question that came in. Do y'all serve the same food for the same day, or it's whatever you want to eat each day?
So there's a variety of options. The dining hall meals change every day. So we have a 5-week cycle for lunch and for dinner. So, if you come in for lunch, it's going to be completely different for dinner. There'll be some staples, like pizzas there, burgers are there, chicken's there. But our main plate is entrees. So, that morning we'll have for lunch, it'll be grilled salmon. For dinner, it'll be chicken parm. And then the chat is more a retail outlet. So, it's kind of like a Wawa. The menu is the same for the most part, but then we rotate in daily specials, weekly specials. But, if you want to get a burger 15 times a week, you can get a burger 15 times a week. Chicken fingers every night. It's there if you want to, but we have the options. We have the variety if you want to try something different all the time.
There's nothing wrong with chicken fingers every night.
Oh, there's not. They're delicious.
Where can I find your email to talk to you guys about my food allergy?
It is on the website. It's what is my email? Dan.callan, right?
Callan-D.
Sorry, Callan-D. There it is. Callan-D at arcadia.edu. You all have the Arcadia edu emails, I imagine, at this point. So you can just look me up by Dan Callan or just Callan-D at arcadia.edu. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've had a...
I know, right? But yeah, when you all are on campus, because I don't think it really allows you when you're not on campus to use the Rolodex. It's something about the firewall or whatever. When you're on campus and use the Rolodex, you'll be able to find Dan and or Kelly's information.
Yeah, and I recommend following us on Instagram and Facebook. We do a lot of our communicating and notice on there. So it's at Metz at Arcadia. And then on Facebook, you can just look us up, Metz at Arcadia. But yeah, that's a great way to get in touch with us. That gives you links to the website and all that stuff too. And we have fun giveaways and cool stuff on there.
So we have a very interesting question.
Oh.
What's your favorite food? What are the top rated foods most people like on campus? And I say this interesting because I remember the summer orientation meals from last year and how amazing they were.
So I am not a foodie. I'm more of the businessman. My chef is the foodie. I eat and I love it, but my palate isn't. You put it in front of me, I'm going to eat it and it's delicious. Kelly, I'll let you play with that one.
So to clarify, the popular things that students like or the items that we like?
I guess you, because So what do you like, and then what is popular among the students? I would think is the question.
So the orientation meal was really popular. After orientation, I had multiple student leaders like OLs comment on the fact that it was so good. And honestly, it was simple. It was barbecue chicken, it was mac and cheese, it was salads and that kind of thing. But I think that all of our stuff is fresh. I would say 90% of our items are made from scratch. So I think a lot of people don't expect that. They think it's just going to be pizza and burgers and cheesesteaks every day. I think my favorite is it's stuff that you don't expect to have a college campus dining hall. Like, I really love our salmon. You wouldn't necessarily expect to have grilled salmon with a beurre blanc sauce on the menu for when you go into, you come after class and you're going in there. So stuff that's super light, super fresh. I would say that I like our grain salads. We do really good stuff with quinoa and farro and that kind of thing. In terms of students, I think as far as the dining hall is concerned, like Dan said, our pizza is amazing. I think some of the different stuff that's in there with a lot of, some of the international spices. We do we have an Indian menu that we rotate in sometimes, and that's really popular. And then at the chat, it is more your comfort foods. But I think in general, a lot of students like the fact that you can get a really composed, healthy meal. But if you want a cheesesteak, you can get a cheesesteak too. So I hope that answers the question. Definitely pizza is popular. Our Bravo station is really popular too. For those of you who may not know, it's an action station and it changes all the time. So one day we might have pierogies, one day we might do like a chopped salad, like Salad Works. We do bibimbap, which is it's a Korean, I think it's Korean, a Korean bowl, has a fried egg in it and all different types of flavors. So you get to experience that kind of thing. And I think a lot of students like that because it changes all the time.
We have the best chef in the company.
Yeah, we do.
Eventually he's going to be the corporate chef whenever we get through all this COVID stuff. So the taste and the quality of food is never an issue. It's always excellent. And we're thrilled to have him there.
And I'll say, so just to add on to that, I think you enjoy your meal better when service is good. So one of the things I was from summer orientation especially was families and friends, students, student leaders all enjoyed the service from the staff. Everyone was very helpful and smiling. No one had an attitude to be at work. It didn't feel like you were at McDonald's. You felt like you were at a restaurant. People were like, hey, it felt like Chick-fil-A and not McDonald's, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And then I will say all the food in the chat, so it's just amazing. So I eat at the chat at least 2 to 3 times a week. I try not to, but you can't help it because it's just so good. And everyone's
doing a good job.
Yeah, they are. And everyone's just so friendly. So just wanted to add that. Another good question: are seconds available?
So the dining hall is an all-you-care-to-eat facility. So you can eat 7 pizzas if you want. We don't recommend it, but that's you can go up. We have a program called now I forget what the program is. But it's basically a sample. So instead of coming up and being like, can I have, the tikka masala, and you've never had Indian food before, you can have a little sample cup of it, try it, because we're also very, conscientious of food waste and that kind of stuff. So, have a sample, try it. If it's great, order it, and then come back and get as much as you like. At the chat, it's an equivalency. So, it is like Wawa. You place your order, we make your order. And then it's a one shot. But yeah, the dining hall is all you care to eat.
The questions are pouring in now. Are we allowed to take food from the dining hall, cafes, etc., that isn't explicitly grab and go?
So typically we have a renew program where you purchase a container, and it's a hard plastic container because we typically run zero waste in the dining hall, zero paper products. So basically what it is the program. You buy the container, it's $5, and it's yours. You come in, you load up, and you take it back to your room. Next time you're on your way to class, you can drop it off. We'll clean it. We'll give you a little token. So the next time you come, you can get a new clean one. So that's one option. We are considering, because we have limited seating now, having box lunches or box salads ready to go. That's kind of still being discussed. But there will be options at the chat. Everything's built to go because we're handing it off, and you can go upstairs and see it. You can go to your class and sit. You can go anywhere you want. But the dining hall, we're working on some different options.
Cool. If you have the 14 meal plan, does it come with an additional credit, extra spending money you can use at the chat for snacks and stuff?
Yes, I think the 19 is the only one that doesn't come with any points. I don't know off the top of my head I think it's 250 points on the 14 meal plan, but I'm not positive. But yeah, I think 19 is the only one that doesn't have any points. Points can always be added. So, if you or your parents don't want you walking around with cash, they can always email me or call me, and we can add points to your card. So even if you have a 14 and you're enjoying our food so much that you spend it all in the first 2 weeks and you need to get some more on there, you can reach out to us and we can put more on there. And from fall to spring, it carries over. If you don't use it all in the spring, you lose it. So we usually have some people loading up on candy and stuff before they hit the road in the spring. But you can always add it on.
Do you offer sushi?
We do. It's a outside vendor. We don't make it, but it is delivered every morning. So it's at the chat, and it's at Chat Easton, and we'll likely carry it at the Global Cafe as well. It is not on meal plan because it is a separate vendor. You need to use cash credit or your points or charge. It can't be added as equivalency, but we do, and it's excellent. I've been working with this guy for almost 9 years now. He's followed me from my time at Temple University to Crozier Healthcare System, and now he's serving us sushi at Arcadia.
So I think this is the last question. So the food is worth paying for?
Absolutely.
Oh, I lied. There's one more question. You can exchange points for cash, ? Is the meal point added to the tuition?
Say that again.
Can you exchange points for cash? So like the vice versa? I don't think so, right?
No, so you can't get cash back. Yeah. So like I said, if you don't use all your points in the fall, it'll still be there in the spring. But we have people that come in, if they're graduating seniors or something in the fall, they'll load up and buy 2 cases of water just to take home to spend their points or buy their friends lunch or that kind of stuff. It's never an issue spending the money, but I don't think you can get cash back. That'd be a university question anyway. The university really sells the meal plans. We just make the delicious food.
And then is the meal plan added to the tuition, which I believe is yes.
Yeah, again, that's a university side, I believe so.
Yeah, it said point and they meant plan, so they sent another one that said plan next to it. Thank you. What is the difference between the different restaurants? Do they all offer the same things?
No, because you'll find, so like I said, the chat is more, it's a retail location. So McDonald's has the same stuff all the time for the most part. And then they'll have a seasonal option that comes in. We do a weekly option, sometimes daily options, depending on what's going on. So it's not, you can go to McDonald's and get something different every day of the month if you want. So we have a lot of options, a lot of varieties of, a burger this way, burger that way, bacon cheddar burger versus mushroom Swiss burger, chicken fingers. So there's a lot of options there. The variety and, the switching on a regular basis is really in the dining hall. That's where you can see, some days we have salmon and you'll see meatloaf and pot roast and different kinds of things like that. So that cycles every 5 weeks. And we keep a close eye on it. If we try something and the students don't like it, we won't put it back on there. Just to put it back on there, the next week we'll try something else new.
I'm gonna press refresh just to make sure. What if you get hungry at 1 a.m.?
Well, that one you're on your own for. There's no facility open at 1 a.m. Again, you're welcome to buy. We have a lot of products that, especially in the chat, where you can take to your room. So there's We have larger bags of chips and salsa, like Tostitos cans, a lot of stuff you can take to your room, big Pringles cans. And if there's things, that we don't have that you would like to see, we can always try and get that, but we do have some items. We sell, the ramen packets, the noodle bowls, that kind of stuff, C-store stuff that you can take back to your room for those options, or, you got to call the pizza guy out there at 1 a.m.
Let's see. What brand water bottles do y'all have, and do y'all have smoothies?
So we're a Pepsi campus, so everything we have is Pepsi. So we have Aquafina, but what's the other? Life Water.
Life Water, yeah.
Yeah, we have Aquafina and Life Water. What was the last part of that?
Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, do we have smoothies?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, smoothies. There it is.
So the Bravo station, we've done smoothies out of. We have the what's the brand of smoothies we have from Pepsi? Ottawa? No.
Awala.
I don't think it's Ottawa. It's
Naked.
Yeah, Naked. We have the Naked smoothies, and then we used to do a make your own smoothie bar at the dining hall every Friday, but we can't do that at the moment. But I guess we could serve them, so that's something we can look into, doing a served smoothie station.
We also did that at Bravo a couple of times.
Yeah.
I want to say like fall last year, and it worked well, but it was something that was cycled in, so it wasn't every day, but maybe it was, Smoothie Friday on the third week of meal plans.
What counts as a meal?
One swipe basically is a meal, to be the simplest. If you walk into the dining hall, we swipe your card when you walk in, and that's your meal. Now you're welcome to stay there as long as you want. Come up for seconds, thirds, grab something like that. At the dining or at the chat, we have what's called meal equivalency. So basically everything on the to order menu is built at $7.95, which is your meal equivalency. So, if you want burgers, fries, and a beverage, that's one meal. It's one swipe. It's $7.95. So the kiosk will take one meal from you as opposed to the charge or the points. Again, the 3 for me as well. So if you get a salad, a bag of chips, and a beverage, that equals $7.95, and that's your meal as well. So it's one meal is one swipe. So if you have 14 meals, that means you can come to the dining hall 14 times, or you can go to the chat 14 times in 1 week, and they reset each week.
Well, those are all the questions that we have. Thank you both so much for coming today. Again, don't forget, folks, to earn your nightlife armor, to click on that link to fill out a form. And if you have any questions for me or anyone else at orientation, email us at orientation@arcadia.edu. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.